you go to the country, you get out of the country, yes, they trained, they have a feel, they have sense of humor, they have common sense of, the way that you look, the way that you behave. So we have the same in our banking sector, our system. We sometimes, the customer, the way that he behaves, he gives you some flags, some strange behavior, awkward behavior, but also the movement of the account, as I mentioned. An account pattern always on the average 10,000, 5,000. All of a sudden, millions. I'm going somewhere, going here, going there, and different places.
Suspicious.
And this is where it, as you mentioned, it raises the red flag. But we're not in the position of the policing. We're not a police. We're not a security sort of. We have the AML, we have the anti-money laundering unit that deals with it on a technical aspect, if you will, and then they move it onward if they have a good, strong feeling that this is sort of anti-money, a kind of money laundering, what have you. And then other, agencies in the kingdom, specialized, they will take it.
How about the money laundering, issue? Is it that big in the kingdom?
No, we don't have, alhamdulillah, and as I mentioned, although we have a free system and a free economy and we have a free banking, nobody asks you, why are you transferring 10,000 to this place? Nobody asks that. But alhamdulillah, as I mentioned, with all the precaution measures we have many things. We don't have only the banking sector. We have what they call اللجنة الدائمة لمكافحة رأس الأموال, the
Supreme
anti-fraud committee located in Sama. And partly of this, it has 10 members of the government bodies who are applicable to fighting money laundering in that thing. But we have also the banking sector in that regard. So we have also the the custom authority in that regard, if something got to do with goods and counterfeit goods or whatever. So despite the freedom that we do have, but the restriction also and the compliance that we have and the precaution measure that we have, and this is why alhamdulillah Kingdom has won the first place in the Arab world, being in the what we call the MENA FATF, and this stands for the Middle East and North Africa Financial Action Task Force. We the first in the region where for our ability to fight back strongly, if you will, money laundering, and we have been given that title by a well-recognized organization, which is the FAT, Financial Action Task Force, gave the kingdom that recognition for its, the efforts that has been exerted, if you will, over the years to make sure that our system is clean. Also, as I mentioned, we one of the founder cases, one of the main founder of the MENA FATF.
I see.
And also we are member of the FATF, the Financial Action Task Force, through the GCC. Not standalone, but through the GCC. And also we have complied with a lot of UN directive, if you will, and rules and decisions and resolutions like 1373 and others, and also the Security Council of the UN, and we are active on that. The KYC is one of the main, know your customer is one of the main factor that we apply on all accounts across the board, regardless whether being an individual or a corporate account. KYC, I think it's one of the techniques that we make sure that we are dealing with a genuine account, not a fishy one or something disguised or something unknown. The KYC is the very strict rules that we apply across the board on all our accounts.
And one more thing, when let's say when we take a money laundering case, how it goes in this system? You said it will go first to the banking. You have a unit there,
Yes.
and then this unit just go for, I think, from the bank goes to, I think, the committee you have mentioned.
Yes.
And this committee, I think, have governmental.
Yes. Well, of course, the money launderers They have to transfer their money from somewhere. They use the banking system or the financial system in general, whether being a banking sector or the money exchangers. They can use them.
Yeah, the wiring.
The wiring. They have to wire their money. Sometimes they wire it through their pocket or through exchange, where I give you, for example, I give you real, you give me dollar elsewhere. But, it happens in different techniques. But banks are sometimes the banking sector or the financial market sometimes. The financial market and security market is also subject to being used. Because why? Simply because there is huge money going there and trillions on a daily basis. So this is where the the money launderers, if you will, they disguise their money through this big amounts of money. Nobody would see them. They could hide them, disguise them in that. So this is why the process follows. If we, as I mentioned, through seeing an account movement strange, awkward, abnormal.
That's from the bank.
That's from the banking sector, okay, or the financial sector in that regard. We have, as I mentioned, a compliance unit or anti-money laundering unit, if you will. They look into it from the technical point of view. And if they sure there is something fishy is going on, they go a bit further. Whether they go to the, as I mentioned, to the anti-money laundering committee. There is one in SAMA. But also there is something called the Financial Intelligence Unit. وحدة التحريات المالية, which is in Ministry of Interior.
I see.
And part of what they do, they investigate some sort of funny going wishy-washy.
I see.
Money, you see, and then they take it further. But we, as what I want to just stress, that we in the banks or Saudi banks, we're not a police kind of oriented activity, rather than look and see and watch and see if we have something really in that we feel abnormal, and it's only a feeling though, but we take it further, and it goes to our compliance unit, and then it goes further. I'm sorry, to the specialized sort of security, units in the kingdom.
Just to wrap up our session right now, I would just like to ask, since we are one of the main objectives of this particular program and hosting you, sir, is to create an awareness for people as to what are the different schemes out there right now that they shouldn't fall victim to. So could you just please tell us very quickly about the different schemes that are going around that people should not be victim of?
One of the emails, be careful of the emails. Be careful of electronic emails. Somebody tells you want a prize of something. Whether being that prize cash or non-cash, just be careful, don't deal with them. Because what they do, they talk to you, next time they take your account number, and sometimes the next time they take, and so on and so forth. So this is one electronic mail, just be careful. If you receive an electronic mail from unknown person, just immediately delete it, don't even look at it. Because maybe it has a virus in it.
In spam.
Yeah.
Also.
Second, any message that you get, an SMS from unknown person, just don't deal with it. Don't react. Don't reply to it. Just delete it immediately from your mobile. Third, please just be online with the banking instructions or banking awareness messages that we send to the mobile. We send during vacation time, and please make sure your mobile, the number of mobile registered to the bank is always on when you're traveling, because we communicate with you. Otherwise, we cannot communicate.
Yeah.
Please leave it in so we can communicate with you. Please watch anything coming from the bank and make sure it's coming from a genuine bank in Saudi that tells you something on your account, and immediately, if you have any suspicion of any kind, immediately raise the phone and call your bank or physically go to your bank. And we have hotline around the clock. Each and every bank has a free line around the clock. The last thing I wanted to do to advise our customers is keep your credit cards to your chest. Sit with them. Don't give a credit card or banking card and your password. By that, you're going to be protected, inshallah.
Mr. Talal Hafez, thank you so much for joining us in the program and imparting to us very important knowledge right now to be able to avoid schemes and fraud.
It's a small thing, though. It's a very small thing. It is not difficult to do, but it's greater in the value to protect you from being, inshallah, not victim to fraud.
Mr. طلعت Hafez, it's an honor to have you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And with that, we conclude another edition of Business Line. Good night, Saudi Arabia.
Good night.